They look like it's shaped.
It is 7 o'clock.
It's fine.
The nuisance abatement board meeting for Thursday, February 8th, 2024 is coming to order. Jackie, if you will lead us in the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All of those who are going to be testifying today, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And when you speak, please make sure you identify yourself for our court reporter. Madam Court Reporter, if you would please call roll.
Mr. Lindsay,
Present.
Mr. Fanoff, absent. Mr. Pemper, absent. Mr. Smith,
Present.
Mr. Slotnick,
Present.
we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. The minutes for the December meeting were sent out in January, which we had a canceled meeting, and they were sent again. Are there any additions, deletions? I do have one request on page 3 where you showed that Mr. Pemper arrived at 7:15, that you would also acknowledge at that point we did have a quorum. Other than that, if there's nothing else, I need a motion to approve and a second.
So move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Minutes have been approved and passed. One Stop Shop. They have termed out for their year, am I correct?
Yeah, I spoke to him. He was gonna show up. I'm not sure if he's late right now or what, but I talked to him.
There's somebody here.
Oh,
There's somebody here.
oh, great.
There you are. Look a little different. So for final show here. So for the past 60 days, One Stop has had a total of 8 calls with nothing nuisance related. And that's about it. We want to thank Mr. Hoffman for his consistent attendance at the meetings, excellent keeping the property in compliance. Nice letter for you for 18 Northwest 1 Avenue. It's gonna show that jurisdiction is released from the nuisance abatement board. The letter you're gonna have to take down to the government center, which is 115 South Andrews, and have it recorded. She'll explain to you, I think, a little more. And then they'll release the lien.
And that was case number 23-02-01.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for everything. You guys have been great all along, and we're glad to see that you've gotten to this point.
We really appreciate that. That location.
All your efforts have really paid off.
Like I said, when they first got signed up, I was hopeless.
Thank you.
Because
And
what's
we're
there,
here, if you have any questions.
if they can do it, if they can do it, anyone
You
can do
don't
it.
have
Yeah.
to stay.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Take care.
All right. Our next case is number 23-05-03, which is 3081 Northwest 19th Street. Gentlemen, come and have a seat at the table, please.
So,
Detective.
past 60 days, we've got 61 calls. Being on your side, I checked a lot of the calls out. 41 of them, more than half, are noise complaints. Nonsense noise complaints coming from that strip plaza itself. Now, you guys, the strip plaza, as you know, people hang out there all day, all night. So we spoke plenty of times. We talked a lot, coming up with ideas to tackle some of the problems there. He's been good, been in compliance, but after I'm done, I'll give you a few more things. After I'll let him speak to you because he has some ongoing legal issues with the tenant. So we talked about a lot of stuff, and I would say in the last month, and I don't know if it's from the store at 15 Ave and 19th Street being hit with a search warrant. I don't know if people are coming over there and hanging out more, but he's had a lot of people at night. During the day, he's got good pictures from his his update and it's clean. At night, we'll show you, while I'm talking, you can look at some of the pictures in the video. There's tons of people hanging out at night. Now, before the last month, people would hang out in the parking lot to the east. They wouldn't be hanging out in front of the store. I guess he was chasing them off or what, but now things have changed. So I just did a drive by there tonight. There's 5 there, there's 4 there. And of course, there are some customers, but it's a place that sells liquor. You got a strip plaza that is known for people hanging out. Why not go and hang out closer to the store where I can get beer? I don't have to walk back and forth. I just hang out there. So a couple things that we came up with, and they're doing a great job, is there's a cut through that goes to the back alley where a lot of doper, like people selling dope and homeless people hang out.
Right.
It's a straight cut through the front of the store. So it's a freeway going back and forth, and people go back there and defecate and pee and everything. So
It's right here.
are they up already or are they coming
No,
up?
they're
I
going,
saw him, he has a picture of them, that he has them. He's putting 2 gates up, one in the front, one in the back. You know, we thought about putting one up, and I'm like, people are still going back there and hide. So block the whole alley off. He's putting a gate in the front, gate in the back, so nobody cut through. Hopefully they don't cut it down, because that's what happens usually, but
Okay, question, how, is it a level gate where it only goes up to like maybe 4 or 5 feet where somebody can jump, or it's a high gate?
it's a high metal fence.
Oh, okay.
We have those specially constructed for that purpose. It's
for,
costly, but
for a cut through, nobody's gonna want to jump to those gates to come
when,
over.
when you finish the
Can you
changes,
see through it?
yes.
Yeah.
It has space about 8 inches.
So he's got it bunked up against it's gonna be the back of the tire shop to his business all the way across on both sides, which is really good.
Awesome.
That'll start some stuff. One of my suggestions that we came up with also is the business is open, supposed to be around 12 o'clock, they close, and sometimes they stay open until 1 o'clock. Personally, I think that's too late for that strip mall. I'm suggesting they shut down and give them a fair time, 9 or 10 o'clock. I mean, it gets dark at 5:30 now. Couple hours I hang out while it's dark, and to limit the hours of business there.
Well, daylight savings time is gonna end the first weekend of March, so it'll be later, like 8-ish.
I mean,
Yeah.
really, do I want to give them the benefit of hanging out at night? No.
Yeah. Oh, no, I
You know what I mean?
understand that, but
But
I'm just
to be
saying,
fair,
for now, it's early, but that's gonna change.
we can do it 10 o'clock. I think that's fair. After that, I mean, like I said, at night is when the strip mall gets packed.
I have no problem with it.
Are they packed?
I have no problem with it. Once it gets dark. If you wanna make it that point.
I didn't want to like
Yeah.
drop a bomb on them soon as it gets dark,
No,
so,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
gets dark, they
I
can
don't wanna
still
lose
shop a little
any money.
bit, but the hanging out at night, people crowding the store, going by beer all night till 12, 1 in the morning. I think that's a good idea to stop some of the mess.
Now, what about calling law enforcement to?
So. can speak now.
Let me just go
Like,
look at that thing.
Chris,
Is it the store or is it the
So-
rest of the strip mall? Because if we're closing them early, that's not gonna stop people from being at the rest
No,
of the
it's
strip
not,
mall.
absolutely, but the problem, their strip mall's not under nuisance abatement, the store is. So those people now, while the store's open late, more people have been there. He's gonna tell you some more, they're not kicking the people out anymore, trespassers, the store used to. And now they're migrating down to the store, because that's where the alcohol's at, food, whatever, they might as well hang out there, so like you see, this is. On like a Tuesday night, there's 10 people out front, you know, so, like I said, now it's 12 or 1. To be fair, like, I don't want to shut down at 5 o'clock,
Right.
but give them some business. Latest 10, I would even go 9, but I think 10's fair to start. It's only cutting it by 2 hours.
Excuse me, I never get involved, but I want to say, are the other businesses open at a certain time and closing at a certain time in the strip mall?
That late. No, I can find out for you,
Yeah.
the exact time.
It matters.
You might know more than I do. Are they closed?
Yeah.
I know there's a Jamaican restaurant.
Yeah, that's closed early. And the liquor store is the only one that opens a little late, but they don't sell beer, they don't sell none of that stuff, so everybody drifts over to the store. And that's what's creating the problem. and food and all the other stuff.
So we, like I said, totally compliant. We talk all the time. We're trying to come up with solutions to do that. He's having super legal issues with the tenants. So like I said, my suggestion right now, like, is he's trying. They're having trespassers lately within the last month. Like I said, I don't know, because they hit the search warrant on the convenience store at 19th Street, Northwest 15 Ave. So maybe they're migrating down a little bit to stay away from that area for a little bit. I don't know. That happened about 3 weeks ago. So just to limit it late night, because we've had, like I said, there's 41 calls of noise complaints, and I know they're not from his business. They're all from the rest of the strip plaza. I don't know if you drove by there late night, but there's people on people on chairs, 10 here, 10 there, all hanging out, cars, blasting music. So you got a convenience store, you got food, you got drink, you got smoke, everything go down there. So they're migrating down that way now because they're not getting kicked out. So my suggestion would be is to cut it a couple hours, nothing drastic for now. Take off two hours or so, see how that works out. That's my suggestion, and I know he's got a lot to explain, because he's got a lot of legal stuff going on with them. Go ahead.
Thank you, Detective. So, to the board, everything it's stated is 100% accurate in terms of the hanging out and the increase of the crowd in front there. The challenge we have is the tenant now is blatantly refusing to enforce anything we're asking them to do. And we're not there in the night. Some nights we go and we can only do so much. They clear when we go there, and they're very cooperative. We ask them to move out. They will clear the place. From the time you leave, they come back and do the same thing because the tenant. So one of the things I came up with, Detective and I discussed, that a lot of the traffic between the two buildings, from the tire shop, the people at the back, and if they see the police come, they all go to the side and they're hanging out there. So it cost me a lot to build those two metal fences, and they're high. They're probably about 8 feet tall, so nobody can scale it with the spikes on top. So we're gonna have those installed over the weekend, waiting for the contractor to do it. We have to do it properly. So they're gonna stop all the movement through the building. So one of the biggest,
That was permitted?
it will be permitted because it's two metal fence we're putting just to block there. And they were constructed in metal, so they're gonna go up and just cover the front and the back so they can't walk.
Just to interview one thing.
Yeah.
The majority of calls are starting to come in after the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
So that's why I say give it at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
After 10 is when the calls start.
My recommendation would be, we have noticed this, once the store is closed, everybody's gone. They would migrate to the end. When the store opened, they have a reason to hang there, drink, put on the music, park the cars. And I would really ask for the help of this board, since we're not getting any cooperation from the tenant, and I keep spending. Now it's spending with a contractor, with a fence, because my goal is to make sure that I'm 100% compliant. I've always asked, I am willing and prepared to do everything that this board puts in front of us to make sure that we're compliant. And it doesn't matter if it costs me money and time and effort, I will continue to do that. But the only thing I would ask today is that the tenant is being non-cooperative. And if we can go when it's dark and we can restrict the hours, I think that's going to help significantly to keep that crowd away.
Go ahead.
As a quick point of clarification, does the lease with the tenant have any specific hours within it as far as you obligating them or providing them with a certain, like, you're allowed to be open 24 hours, or you're allowed to be such that any of our actions may be seen as infringing on those lease determinations?
No, nothing of
Okay.
that is specified. And the fact is that there are clause in the contract that says they cannot violate any city ordinance. So this will be enough reason to say, based on the violation, we're making this recommendation of enforcement.
Now, at one point, weren't you going to check into evicting them?
That's an ongoing process.
Okay,
And that's ongoing. It's in the courts to evict them right now.
okay.
And their attorney is always, I don't know the legal language, but always delaying it for discovery and all kind of stuff. So they're prolonging it.
Which is the gentleman that was here for a
Yes.
couple of meetings and
Yes,
then has to be
disappeared.
back.
Yes.
Chris,
I think it's a good thing if we impose the 10 o'clock, because then that takes it out of your hand and fighting with police, to which say that they're subject to city ordinance or city rule and regulations. If you try to enforce it yourself, then you're getting back into that legal fight. But if we as a board, say 10 o'clock,
Just to be fair.
then that
Yeah.
takes it out of your hand.
Can I ask?
sure.
it about 7:30, 8 o'clock is already pretty dark, and that's when they're all hanging out. Would it be too much to ask to move it to 9 instead of 10 o'clock? Because from
You're
7 to
talking
10 is a party, out there.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, so what I need then is a motion and a second for it to go to a vote in any discussion, so.
As a clarification, would we be motioning to modify our recommendations or our terms of the nuisance abatement?
Again, Don Landry, what I think is being posed to me right now. By a strong look. We have, you have your recommendations out there, but you're allowed to modify those at this point. And so I guess the question that I'm trying to answer is, can you modify the time of business that they're allowed to operate? Yes.
And
So-
the motion would be to modify those recommendations.
Yeah, so your motion will be to modify the time that they're allowed to be open for business, their operating hours and what they'll be allowed to operate at. And again, and that's why I asked the question earlier about the operating times of the entire plaza.
Right.
The reason I'm interested in that legally is because it's not gonna be the best thing to limit them if their whole plaza is open and they're closed. I think that's the best way to put it.
No.
So I think
totally understand
if the plaza is no longer operating, no, like the strip mall, as I understand it, is no longer operating at 9 o'clock, and you shut them down at 9 o'clock, I think that works. And that's not a problem legally. I think that's fine. But again, and I do want to remind everyone that we're not concerned about their contract relationship with
Right.
with
Sure.
their lease or anything like that. We care about the property, and we don't, and no disrespect, gentlemen, but we can't concern ourselves with your relationship and
Understood.
that kind of stuff. You have to have your own attorneys for that, and your own stuff. And the board here is trying to do the best for the city. And they're not gonna hesitate to take you guys
Yeah.
out also if they have to.
Well-
It's not,
Yeah.
they're not on your side, just so you understand.
I got
We
it.
don't represent you, and
Right.
we're not going to.
That's why I'm pleading to the board for help.
No, I know, but you were asking questions earlier that were,
Yes.
made me uncomfortable, that's
Okay,
all.
sorry.
So because we do a motion and then I'm still torn between 9 or 10 o'clock.
Well, we can make the motion and then have discussion.
So I move that we limit the hours of operation of the convenience store to 9 o'clock.
Before seconding, I'd move to open the motion up for discussion.
Any discussion?
Okay, so I mean, what time do they close now?
They go until 12, and sometime 1 o'clock.
That's 7 days a week.
And obviously, there's a lot of calls coming. They're not mostly coming from his, but you got 60 calls and 61 calls in 60 days.
What time do the calls start?
They're like after 10-ish, start 10, 11, 12, 1. There's shooting theirs all the time. They just got a guy. They went, they picked up a guy who there was out front, went to the store, they grabbed him inside the store with a gun on. So like I said, he wasn't in the store running to the cops. He's in there because he wanted food and drink at late.
Do we know how many calls come in between 9 and 10? And you may not have that.
No, I don't have the
information,
exact times.
But you think the majority of them are
Are
after
late
10
night.
o'clock?
Late night, yeah.
Okay.
We want to amend to 10 o'clock.
I think that's probably best.
And we can always modify it.
Sure.
That's the whole thing. We can modify.
Straight 10 and it's not working.
Okay, so
So I'd like to amend my motion to make it a close time of 10 o'clock.
I second the motion.
Madam Court Reporter, when you're ready, please take a roll call. For the vote.
Mr. Lindsay,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Yes,
and Chair Slotnick,
Yes,
motion passes.
motion passes. Then you can go ahead and relay that, and there will be, I guess, an order made up for that.
and do the return. Okay.
Can I ask a question? Would that order be sent to me, and but I could pass it on to their attorney and well?
Yeah, it's sent to you only,
Oh,
the
no.
property owner.
Okay. Very good. Okay, and I can take it from there.
Again, we don't carry regular lease.
Yes, yeah, I got you.
And we'll see how it goes, and if it needs to be modified to
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
If he closes early, my thing is, and it's under his business, that's shut.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're not gonna sit in front of the store anymore. They're gonna go down where they're usually hanging out. They're not gonna come to buy beer and food anymore. The store's not there. Because they usually, the majority of people hang in the, there's no lights over there. It's darker, so they hang there. They put chairs out, they hang there all night. So if it stays on there, I hate to say it's not
Yeah.
nothing to do with his store.
And the fencing is gonna help because they can't come through anymore. They have to go around on the road or come around the other side. So that will have some impact as well. I'm
Yeah.
hoping. Yeah.
Making it inconvenient.
Yes, yes.
Always thank you for your efforts, you know,
Thank you.
we know you're trying.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I should get you the order this week.
I still.
No, not at all, nothing like that. I just don't want you to think that we represent you at all.
Understood, yes.
The monitor should get
Oh,
you
really?
reports this week.
Oh,
Should get you what you need this
I
week.
should get you the order this week.
Thank you very much. I got it, but in next for that.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you, we'll
Thank you,
talk.
sir.
Take care.
And the next meeting is March 14th.
Thank you.
And now we will call case number 23-10-04, which is 1010 Northeast 17th Avenue, Speedies.
Speedies, last 60 days, 21 calls. None of them nuisance related, which was good. Went there, we spoke, they've been compliant, took a lot of stuff down, they put lights, cameras where we needed it, I can't complain about any of that. Only little complaint I'm gonna say is their weekly reports. They gotta be on to us that week, I already talked to them, and make sure from now on, they're gonna be in to change the reports to a little more descriptive of a report for the week.
You can see it.
Yeah.
One thing, can you move the NAB signs? Put one or two on the front door, instead of like down the bottom right. See how they're down there on the right?
Okay.
Throw one on the main door.
So just add one to the door?
Yeah,
Do you have any extras? I think you.
I can bring you one.
That's okay, we'll put it on the front door.
The LED sign?
No, the new
the new
one.
sign?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
but I've done bunch of drive-bys and night and day difference, so.
Fantastic.
Awesome. We like that.
Lighting and windows and the inside. Tremendous.
You know what? Those are a trespass thing.
Back up the
We just got white. Yellow, so. Yeah,
Yellow's
the white looks nice.
I'm sorry, just so everyone knows, I was talking to the detective about the old yellow signs they used for nuisance abatement back in the day, and I remember they're doing Beach Place. And just the chairs members, I think you remember that, and we're trying to think like secret, it's just, there were these ugly yellow signs.
Well, that's
that
what
were nuisance
the
abatement.
trespass signs are.
Still yellow.
Right, but and Beach Place just hated them, but it helped them in the end, and I just wondering what,
Yeah.
because I'm not on the street, I don't see them all the time, and so.
More
I
of
didn't
the
know they were
thing
white
I
now.
saw
I
was
thought-
trespass.
I just said, where are the yellow
Or
ones?
golden rod.
Yeah,
And I mean, we use them in my church all over the place, so.
which ones, the yellow ones, the white?
Yeah,
The
Trespass.
yellow trespass.
Yeah, they don't look the best on a nice business, but it's more like, hey, look at the sign, you can see it, no
I
trespass.
know, but if they work, they work, that's all I was talking about, I'm sorry.
How many signs would you like? How many more?
So one sign on the right-hand side of the door, is that, yeah? How big is it?
If you wanna move
I'm
them,
gonna say.
you don't have to put 15 signs in the windows, you wanna just.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
You should have told them all.
Can I just say something for the record?
To the door, so.
For the record, I represent Speedies and my client, Mr. Haroon, is not here today. He had to go out of country for a family medical emergency. But I am here with the tenant, Mr. Hassan Adwala, and he, wanted to make sure to answer any questions that you all had. So I just want to make sure that's the.
I'll get your number.
Lighting new looks great.
Thank you.
Did you have a question, Madam Court Reporter? No. Oh, okay.
I got it.
'cause you
No, I'm
looked
good.
like- Okay. Just wanna make sure you got what you're.
I got what I
supposed to.
needed.
I
Thank
can
you.
relate. I want to make sure you got what you got. Are there any questions? You have a bus or?
No, not any questions, just in regards to reports. You know, it was on my fault, to be honest. Sometimes there'll be internet connections that it wouldn't pass through. The reports, I understand that you guys want more like detailed report.
Okay,
So
Yeah, I showed them, yeah.
yeah, so I'll get that done. The business is, you know, slowed down a lot. And to be honest with you guys, it slowed down a lot. If there's anything that you guys recommend to do, like, is there like more, anything that we can do to maybe pick it up? We don't wanna be in the behind, you know?
I see once people realize that's
You
clean now, you're gonna get more business. I would give it a little bit because now, you know, you're gonna get different clientele, but
Yeah, no
hopefully.
problem. And in regards to CBD products and stuff like that, the hemp products, all that stuff is banned from the store, or is that considered something?
Depends what percentage of THC is in it.
Just so we could probably talk about.
Yeah.
Like a Delta 9.
Are you, like the THC vapes?
Yeah, the CBD product, yeah.
Yeah.
You learn all
They
about
all have,
It's real simple.
you know, they all have less than 3% THC.
We'll call them.
Right.
Yeah, there's a licensing for it, you know, I'm pretty.
No, I got you. We'll talk, that's what I'm saying.
Change in about 3 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, it probably will. It's probably true.
Yeah.
But,
Right
again-
now, working and telling us.
And again, I've asked Mr. Geller, the representation here. If he needs any help, he can call me.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, that's all, you know, everything else is doing good. The store, we keep it maintained. Anybody outside we see, we tell them, please don't stand outside. I don't want my employees to be physical with anybody outside, so they just, from afar, they tell me, hey, can you guys not stand over here? And it's been like that for the past 3 months, 2 months.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, absolutely. And, you know, the cameras are fixed, the lights on the, where the other side of the parking is done.
We had to put one camera, so nobody, if you go back to, I can't, so left of that white car, there's another like runoff lot where the blue fence is at, yeah, to
Yeah.
the left there. I just had to put one camera over there too, just to cover, so now all parking lots covered with cameras. The lights, well enough, it's good.
Any questions? Well, we thank you for your efforts
For
and.
me, it's really small.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
We like these kind of reports.
I guess.
They're definitely working on it. We'll see you next month.
Absolutely. March
Thank you.
14th.
So,
Thank you all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Will we be excused?
You're excused.
Have a good.
All right, man.
everybody.
Thank you very much.
See you.
Okay, nice to meet you guys.
You
Thank
as
you
well.
again. Have a good one, my friends.
Yeah.
Good to see you. buddy.
Take care. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, thank you.
This is what I have. Yeah.
Yeah, you need one. Here, you use my
I
phone.
have, yeah, I'm gonna go look for one somewhere.
Nice.
Anything before the board that needs to come up?
No.
Thank you, and our next meeting is March 14th. It is 7:28, and our meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Need a motion?
Oh, motion to adjourn. Okay,
So move.
second,
Second.
adjourned.
Aye.
Yeah.